Welcome to Beyond the Usual podcast. Today is actually a solo episode, y'all. Even when life is lifing and other priorities come up, we still show up. Today, I want to talk about confidence because I was thinking about this and I'm like, I don't think the way that I am laying it out today, I don't think most people think about confidence in this way. So, I think most people, when they think about confidence, they think that confidence is the prerequisite for action. Like, I'll do it when I feel more confident. I don't feel ready yet. I think sometimes it's not even conscious. Sometimes it'll show up as like procrastination, as overthinking, or as doing all the things but the thing that you need to do to move the needle. I remember when I was talking to people about changing my niche with coaching, and I kept talking to multiple people about it, almost like I was like trying to talk myself into it. Kind of like I think I was in a sense even looking for validation from other people that it was a good idea and that I should act on it. I was doing a whole lot of planning, preparation, and everything, but just changing the niche and moving forward. Because underneath it, I was waiting to feel more confident first. So when we procrastinate or overthink, what's often underneath that is that we're waiting to feel more confident. We tend to sometimes look for things outside of us to help us move through it, something that we don't have yet to help us do the thing. But most successful people will actually tell you from experience that confidence is not the absence of doubt or nerves. And I think sometimes we actually will think that confidence is what happens when people feel calm and they're grounded and they don't have doubts or they don't have worries before they do the thing. But that's not what confidence is. Confidence is being able to feel all of that and moving anyway. So having those feelings and being able to challenge them, being able to reframe it, being able to still move anyway, it's a decision. And most people who look confident from the outside, when you look at them, they don't look scared all the time. They don't look like they may have all this doubt running through their mind, right? But the thing is, they still moved anyway and they learned through that experience. It had nothing to do with not feeling fear or not having doubt. Today, we're going to change the way that you look at confidence. Confidence is not this like binary thing, it is a spectrum. So we're going to break it down into 3 different levels. And I want to challenge anybody who says they don't have confidence or I can't do the thing, like anything along those lines. Because today, I promise you, you are going to realize that you do have confidence. I don't care what it is, you have confidence. You're just overlooking it, or maybe you're looking for the wrong kind. We're going to talk about the 3 levels of confidence on the spectrum, where you might be right now, why you're stuck at that level, and what's keeping you there. We're also going to explore clear, tangible ways to move through the levels to the end of the spectrum of confidence that most of us are trying to reach. So let's get into it, okay? So again, confidence, right? It's not something that either you have or you don't have. It's a spectrum. It's just about where you land on the spectrum, depending on the context, the relationship, or the environment that you're in. So how I view it is there's this strongest level of confidence, and that's what I call evidence-based confidence. Then you have the second level, which is resourceful confidence. And then you have the 3rd level of confidence, which I call misguided confidence. We're going to start at the strongest level first, and we're going to work our way backwards talking about it. So the first level, that evidence-based confidence, this is where most people are trying to get to. Evidence-based confidence comes from not doing the thing and it going like perfect. It comes from doing the thing and surviving it, not just having success receipts, right? Because failure is evidence. Iteration is evidence. Showing up imperfectly and getting through it is evidence. Your nervous system learns that I can handle this, and that is where the confidence lives. When a speaker walks on the stage for the first time, their voice is going to shake, their body gets warm, their heart races. Those signals look like a lack of confidence from the outside, but seasoned speakers will actually tell you that it don't matter how many talks that you've had, you will still have those same symptoms, those same physiological symptoms. right? The thing is, those seasoned speakers, they don't show up calm, even if it's not as drastic, right? Like, because maybe the first time they did a talk, like maybe they were like pacing backstage or something. Maybe now they just have a ritual. They know how to regulate themselves. They know the feelings are still going to show up there. They may still have thoughts like, what if nobody resonates? What if like people don't pay attention, right? But they know that it's not about showing up calm. They know it's just about being able to still do the thing. I can handle this, even when it's not perfect, because things are always going to happen that may like rock me, that may be unexpected. They still show up because they've done it enough times now to know that. I remember speaking to John Bates. He teaches other people how to speak. He's worked with like NASA and Google and all these companies. The first time he did his TED Talk, he bombed it. But instead of treating that as proof that he couldn't do it, he let it be data. So he worked on his intonation, his hook, how to hold a room, his presence. He figured out, okay, these are the tools that I have access to. So he adjusted along the way to keep getting better and better. That failure, though, gave him that information. That information gave him the tools, and the tools gave him the evidence-based confidence. That is the path that we want to move through. So it happens from repetition, doing it more than once, reflecting, being able to extract the lesson, the value from each attempt, each iteration, especially the challenging ones, the unexpected ones, adjusting each time that you go through different iterations based on what you learn. You keep getting data and you um you adjust. And then you also get that evidence-based confidence from surviving it, showing up, getting through it, and like just allowing your nervous system to see, oh, okay, we can do this. Okay, maybe it wasn't like the most successful, but we got through it. So we can do it again. So it feels a little less scary the next time. The thing is, the trap with this evidence-based confidence is that people thinking they need this first before they can start. So we get more certifications, we read more books, we watch more videos, we do all these other things that don't actually help with building this evidence-based confidence. Because you don't need that before you act. You build it by acting, which means if you don't have that evidence-based confidence, you just have to understand that you're in one of these other levels of confidence and be able to know how to move through to get to that evidence-based confidence. Make sense? So let's move on to the next one. We have resourceful confidence. This is when you access this level of confidence when you don't have the receipts. So it's not about what you've done, it's about more so who you are and what you're capable of figuring out. So this is like thinking that I trust myself to navigate what comes up. It is about being able to adapt in real time. Your capacity to regulate your nervous system when things get hard, your willingness to ask for help, to pivot and to keep going, and having the tools, the skills, and support to help you do something new. Thinking about this level of confidence, this is just saying, I am confident in my ability to show up, to regulate myself and figure it out as I go, or to find someone that can help me figure it out. Right? So if you have a new project that, like we said, that's something you've never navigated, but you have the resourceful confidence. So you're like, oh, I recognize I've navigated uncertainty before. So it's not even so much about this new thing. It's about, okay, I've done new things before, right? You know how at this point to ask the right questions. You know how to regulate when you're stressed. You know how to find the people who can help. Even if you don't know off the top of your head who can help, you can find somebody that can probably direct you in the way of someone else that can help. That's the level of confidence that you can access here. You will always have, even if it's like 3 degrees of separation, I know somebody that may know somebody else that may know somebody else. So how can we access this resourceful confidence right now? Because I think some people are in this, in probably an area that you're really like working on, or something that's been bothering you for some time, a project you want to do, a business you want to start, a person you want to introduce yourself to, or whatever, right? A lot of people, I think, are on that misguided confidence, which we're going to go into in a little bit. But I want you to see this is how you can access this resourceful confidence right now, today, right? So the first thing, you want to inventory your skills, your tools, right? What do I already know that I can transfer to this situation, this scenario? What tools do I have access to right now? What have I navigated before that was new? Even if it was in a like completely different scenario or environment or whatever, right? Everything that you have gone through, you have survived. And everything that you have gone through, even if you have evidence-based confidence in that area, you at one point had resourceful confidence and you at one point had misguided confidence. So literally, all of the things that you have experienced is evidence that you can handle this too. Think about that for a moment. The second thing that you can do to get that resourceful confidence is shift your mindset from thinking about kind of outcome focused and being more process focused. So not thinking about, okay, in order for me to get confidence, like I need this to like go a certain way, right? It's more like I'm confident that I will show up and handle whatever comes. It makes it a little less heavy because you're no longer responsible for controlling the outcome. You're responsible for just showing up, for doing your best, because that's literally all we can do. And I always tell people, don't wait for perfection to start. Just start, because you know how they say, do the best you can with what you have. And I know that's like very cliche, but it is so true. Do the best you can with what you have. So do your best today, but then still allow your best to get better, because it will. But you got to start. Because it is very few things in life that you will do one time, first time, and you just, oh, I got it. I got this, like it's very few things in life. The third step to get this resourceful confidence is to choose a thought that you can actually believe. And I'm not talking about this forced positivity. It needs to be something that feels true to you right now. I trust myself to handle this. I'm resourceful. I always figure things out. I've survived harder things than this. I can ask for help if I need it. Those are thoughts that aren't going to rock your nervous system and make you feel like you're not, like you lying to yourself. Because, and that's, I think the problem that some people have is that they are looking at these affirmations that just sound great, but they don't feel true. And that's why people sometimes struggle. So they don't want to be forced. These are like evidence-based thoughts that you can hold in your nervous system. And like I said, if the worst comes to worst, I've survived harder things than this before. I have always figured things out, because that is true. Okay. So the last level of confidence that I want to talk about, misguided confidence. And this is the most important part of this episode, because I think, some people hear like self-trust and resourcefulness, and they think like, I don't have that. I don't trust myself. I don't believe that I can even figure it out. I genuinely don't feel like I have confidence at all. And to that, I say, yes, you do. And I'm going to show you. Because misguided confidence is when you think you are so certain with full conviction that you cannot do the thing. All the doubts. You are sure that you don't have what it takes. You have zero doubt about your inability. That certainty is confidence. Think about it. Because you're confident that you're not confident. So it is confidence, it's just pointed in the wrong direction, which is why I call it misguided confidence. It is confidence, it's directed at something, it's just directed at a thing that's not productive for you, which means that you have the capacity for confidence already. It already is inside of you. You just have to redirect it. So if you have been waiting to feel confident before you believe that you have any, before you can move, before you can take action, then this will hopefully shift your thoughts so that you can see that certainty and not having confidence is confidence, and that is something that you can work with. Because I don't have confidence is a belief. It is not a fact, and beliefs can be changed. It's a thought, and thoughts create your feelings, which drive your actions, which produce results. And we actually went a little bit more into this when I talked about, I want to say episode 36 a few episodes, like 4 episodes ago, where we talked about the millionaire mindset, right? And went in talking a little bit more about that. So I think that's a really good episode. If you have not already seen it, go back. It's a really good one. But the thing is, if your thought is, I can't, your feeling is going to be defeat. That's going to lead you to inaction, right? Procrastination, overthinking. The result is going to confirm the thought that I can't do it. But the thing is, you can interrupt that cycle. And here's how you do that. In order for you to move from misguided confidence to resourceful confidence, one, you just have to do the mindset work. So again, going back to like that one episode, because I'm not going to go deeper into it now, but just recognizing that I don't have the confidence is a thought. It's not a truth. Asking yourself, what if the thought wasn't true? What would be possible? Start with the smallest reframe that you can actually believe, right? Not that, oh, I'm totally confident, right? Especially if you don't believe that. Try, I'm open to the possibility that I can figure this out. Or other people have done this, which means it's possible, right? So doing the mindset work. And even if you can't do it on your own, you have coaches that are out there, you have YouTube videos, you got TikTok University, you have so many things to access resourceful, right? The second thing is borrow confidence from someone else. If you do not have your own, like more either the resourceful or that evidence-based confidence, it's not a weakness that you don't. This is just, it's a strategy that you haven't gotten yet. Find someone who sees the capacity in you, even if you can't see it yourself yet. We all have had at some point in our lives somebody, maybe you've had a friend, you have somebody in your community, hell, maybe it being your mama, a mentor, a coach, somebody that could speak life into you and tell you who the hell that you are the times that you forget. Because that will work wonders for you. You need to use that momentum and that energy that you get from those types of exchanges. Because when you're in that space, you have less overthinking. Use that momentum to just, what action do I need to start with? Just do the one thing, right? Another way to borrow confidence, find someone who's already done the thing that you're trying to do. Put yourself in proximity to them. We've talked about this on multiple episodes. And proximity does not mean you got to become best friends with them. It could be physically, it could be digitally, right? In 2026, hell, there's a community for literally everything. You can find a community for knitting, for sales, for friendship, for business, like you name it. But the thing is, when you're around people that are further along than you and on the same path as you, you're going to start to absorb what questions they're asking, what they've navigated to get there, what they think about, what they don't stress over. And more importantly, you're going to see again that it's possible. And if you can put yourself in proximity to people that help you to see that it's possible, you will start to recognize that it's also possible for you too. Because a lot of times we will romanticize other people doing it. Oh, well, they just had perfect circumstances, or they had, family support. They had more money. They had this and that, right? But when you put yourself in proximity to people, and I've known this because I'm in literal groups with millionaires, I'm like, wow, like I really thought that things would be different. Like I thought they would have different problems. They'd be having some of the same stuff that like I navigate. They still have mindset problems. They still have times where their levels of confidence fluctuate, and they get bothered and triggered by clients or people and social media and all these things. So like it kind of almost can help you to, like, sometimes I think it can be easy to pedestalize people that have done things or that are, further along than us or whatever. So putting yourself in proximity will really help ground you in realizing, like, okay, they're not, like, it's not what I thought it was, And the third thing, the last thing, the way to get from that misguided confidence to resourceful confidence is to build through micro wins. Because you don't have to leap from, okay, I can't do this, to I got this in one move, right? What is the one small thing that I can do that's related to this? What would give me 1%, 10% more confidence in this direction, right? And have I done anything even in a completely different area, again, that required a similar skill that I can transfer as evidence. Stacking those micro wins together is going to increase your evidence. So if you've never spoken publicly, but want to, right? You're not going to start with a TED Talk. You're going to speak up in meetings, maybe. You're going to share your opinion at family dinner. You're going to maybe start practicing and recording on voice memos. You're going to maybe go live on social media once a week. Each tiny win is going to build that evidence and that confidence. And each piece of that evidence is going to ground that belief that you can do it, that you can keep going, that you can survive, that you have the tools and the skills and the resources. And that belief shift is what's going to move you up the spectrum. So again, I just want you to remember that confidence is not a permanent state. It's contextual, it's relational, it's environmental, because you can be at one level, maybe that evidence-based level in your career, but maybe you're at misguided confidence in your romantic relationship, right? You can have evidence-based confidence at work, and then you can be at that, misguided confidence with creativity. It's normal. It's human. Like, we are not robots, and we're not always supposed to be at the furthest level. I really want you to remember these three contexts can shift the level of confidence that you're at. Like I said, it's situational. So a new situation that you move through can kind of shift where you're at on that confidence level. But again, it's information. It's just a different access point, but it's still confidence. It's relational. Who we are around can either elevate or suppress our confidence level. That is why, again, proximity matters, and why borrowing confidence from the right people works, because it also works the opposite way. If you're around people that are more negative and like people that don't even believe in themselves, people that don't have the confidence level, that's also going to be an energy exchange. So the people you put yourself in proximity to truly matters. And then also, again, it's environmental, because new environments can knock you back down the spectrum, right? Because familiar environments are going to anchor you to higher levels, right? So when you find yourself at a lower level than you would like, no matter what the context is, here are the paths that you need to take. So if you're at the misguided and you need to move to resourceful, do the mindset work, borrow confidence, find the micro wins, and redirect your certainty. If you want to move from resourceful to that evidence-based confidence, you want to take action, navigate the experience, adjust as you go, extract the lesson, repeat. And if you are at that evidence-based confidence, and even if you move back down to resourceful or misguided, that's okay. The thing is, you know the path now. You've walked it before. Because confidence is not something that you wait for. It's not something you earn once and you keep forever. It's something that you access from wherever you are, and you build through action and reflection and the willingness to just keep showing up. So my challenge to you is to pick one area, one thing that you've been wanting to do, that you've either probably procrastinated or been overthinking, something that you've been waiting to feel confident before you move. Ask yourself, what level am I at with this? And then take one action from that level. Not from where you wish you were, but from the level that you actually are, okay? So if you're at that evidence-based confidence, just reflect on the experience, extract the lesson, because even if you're at that evidence-based confidence, we can still keep getting more evidence. So that is not the end goal. And if you have that resourceful confidence, just take the action, trust yourself to navigate it. And if you're at the misguided, do the mindset work, find your community, pick the micro wins. I hope y'all don't get tired of me. I believe that this was a really powerful episode. When I was doing this, I was getting so excited as I was like kind of creating my outline for this. So I would love to hear your thoughts. If anything stood out to you, I would replay this, because sometimes we be doing stuff. I know we be multitasking, we be high achievers, we be trying to do all the things that you will sometimes be multitasking, and some stuff may get lost in the shuffle. In order to shift our beliefs, we have to listen to things more than once. We have to embody it, because if we're changing a thought or belief, It's been something that we've probably been thinking or believing for years. So it's going to take more than just listening to this once. So I would recommend listen to it again, save it to your favorites, share it, repost it. Please like, subscribe, comment as well. But I really hope that this gave you something to chew on and marinate in. And I'm so excited to get feedback from y'all. So until next time, always remember that growth doesn't happen in the usual places, and neither do we. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Beyond the Usual podcast, where we don't just talk about it, we go beyond it. Peace, y'all.